I got a chance to meet presidents, go to the White House for dinners, and then the next month I ended up being at a state dinner and waiting in line in the receiving line to meet the president and Mrs. the First Lady, Mrs. Reagan, and next to me is Holston, and there's Ginger Rogers, and there's Martha Graham, and it's like, oh my God, the megastars. Lena Horne burst into tears when I met her because she was an idol, and here she is saying she was proud of me. It was a tremendous, tremendous year. So, as terrifying as it was incredible. But the question was like, what's next? What's in store? And I think I was a bit naive in terms of, I was isolated, come from New York, used to living with many different cultures, and my parents had lived through the civil rights era. So I thought, okay, everything is fine. And then you realize everything's not fine. And that was pretty, that was the stark reality hit me rather quickly. September 1983, where you'd think there's been a big progression from the Civil Rights era in the 60s when people are getting assassinated, and the Voting Rights Act, all those things being put in place for a better life for my parents to have a child live safely in the world. And then 20 years later, where I think I'm living in a safe, equal world, and people want to kill me for being black. And people want to, not you're black, so you're not representing America. That was the reality that was startling and terrifying. And thank God I had parents that supported me. I'm like, you can't quit. You gotta do.
It seems genetic, just because, I grew up. My parents, being music teachers, would give lessons at the house. So I would come home and listen to piano arpeggios and people running scales. In the other dining room, I'd hear my dad play clarinet with another student. Then he'd switch to trumpet. It's hard to say inspired. It's just part of my being. So it's almost like second nature for me. In terms of playing music and playing an instrument and singing and being exposed to the arts, again, it was all part of what I considered normal. My parents, again, my mother was a vocal.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
The evening has been
Hoping that you drop
so
in.
very nice.
I'll hold your hands, they're just like
My
ice.
mother will start to
Beautiful, what's your
I
hurry?
will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really I better scurry.
Beautiful, what's your
Maybe
hurry?
just a half a drink more.
Put some music on while I pour.
Neighbors might think said the kid to the people everywhere. Listen to what I say. Pray for peace, people everywhere. Listen to what I say. A child, sleeping in the night. He will bring us goodness and light. He will bring us goodness and light. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, land of the free and the home of the
you. I have the great pleasure here today to introduce you to a very spectacular person. The person is extremely talented. This person is admired by millions of fans all over the world. This person's body doesn't quit. This person is, well, it's enough talking about myself.
Parlor or even the street, there's no place on earth you're likely to miss the keys.
Very own float, the Big Apple, furnished by the Daily News. Here's this year's new Miss America, Vanessa Williams. And it took this lady only moments to decide what had to be the perfect song for her to sing this morning.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I wanna be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray and step around the heart of it. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in a city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm queen of the hill, head of the list. I've got it made at the Macy's parade. My little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York. New York.
Vanessa Williams, she is a terrific lady. We've had the pleasure of meeting her on the Today program. She is pure class.
And what a voice.
Yeah.
Woo.
Think she's got a future?
I think so.
Maybe so, huh? Not a bad present either, I might add. Look, if you ask any child who's
The best part of making an album is the creative process when you're in the studio and you are coming up with just things that work. The rhythms hitting you, the mix, wanting more horns, wanting, less, less rhythm, and whatever that ingredient, that recipe that makes you feel alive behind the mic, that's really exciting. And then when you hear it all together and you're jumping up and down in the studio, that is really exciting. The hardest thing is to figure out, how to put it together and how to get it done. It's the business end of the creative process. That's the hardest thing. How are people going to hear it? Getting it mastered, and getting it ready and prepared to make an impact, and then just letting it go. Again, it's about surrender. You have to just say, I've done the best that I can. Now it's up to the team to make it fly. I know that my parents' first priority raising myself and my brother Chris was to make us independent, so we would not have to rely on anyone. And that is a really good approach to life, no matter what you do, whether it's the arts or anything. To be able to figure it out, to be able to solve problems by yourself and come up with solutions,
by yourself help you thrive in life and will help you thrive in your career. Try to figure it out and know that you can do things on your own, because no matter what happens, if you have to be on your own, you'll be able to survive.
If you did watch the movie, Meryl Streep plays Miranda in that. When you took the role, was your first thing was like, actually, I need to make this role my own? And how do you even go about that?
Well, so Jerry Mitchell, who is our director and choreographer, reached out to me a while ago and said, listen, I'm taking this over. I'm going to come to you with an offer, but you are my number one choice, so put it in your pocket. So I knew that the offer was coming, and I knew that it was something that I could do. I mean, I played Wilhelmina Slater for 4 years in Ugly Betty. Same kind of, Mode magazine. She was an editor-in-chief. That 4 years she tried to make her way to be editor-in-chief. But this, being formidable and being kind of scary, but also being sassy and demanding, I knew that I could nail.
You posted a lovely video of your time in Plymouth. I
did, because I stayed in a place called The Hoe. And I guess, exactly, that's what I thought.
Yes, The Hoe, yes.
And everywhere I walked, I would see a sign like, approaching The Hoe. I said, okay, I got to take it left on The Hoe, right on The Hoe. So I was staying in a place called Fox on The Hoe, and I kept just taking pictures and doing videos.
And you posted this.
And I put stage at The Devil Wears Prada, but just wanted to say I saw you and your father on RuPaul's Drag Race, and so almost brought to tears by how wonderful he was, talking about acceptance and love and being next to you in identical drag. It was hilarious. It was heartwarming. And I love your father so much. And of course you, because he produced you. So cheers to you and big kiss to your father. Mwah. All we need is love.